What's up, everybody? How's it going? I'm Ness with Apologia today. Today, I want to talk about breaking news. Israel has just been attacked, I would say about 8 hours ago. And the Palestinians have used tanks to break down through their border walls. They have gone to Tel Aviv. They've invaded 7 different towns. They've captured men, women, children, Israeli soldiers. I believe the death toll is about 100, and as far as injuries, in the thousands. With that being said, I wanted to share that with you because you're not going to see this in Fox News, CNN, or any local network. Something so big that has happened that can lead to a global war, but it's not being reported. As a matter of fact, right now you'll probably see nothing but sports and where to eat for your favorite restaurants in town. So I want to go ahead and bring the news to you because it is important. The Palestinians have been parading around with dead bodies of Israelis. Like I said, men, women, and children beating on the bodies of Israelis, recording it. I've seen horrible videos and photos through platforms of Telegram. If you follow Amir, he puts a lot of that stuff out there. Another good channel, with a brother in Christ is Watchman River. He's went ahead and he's also put this information out there because we live in a time where, you know what? Yes, technology is high and information is out there, but it's being censored. Especially when it comes to news networks, they all blow the same tune. So as Christians, we are called to be watchmen and to blow the horn. Let the people know what's going on. So this is what's going on, and this is important. I also want to share with you because I think it's weird. I think it's weird because you have a nation, Israel, that has been at war with its neighbors for a very, very long time. It's its history. They've always wanted to wipe Israel out of the map, but they can't, because this is a nation that belongs to the Lord. And God has made a covenant with them, and he has unfinished business with them. He has a promise that he will fulfill that he made with Abraham. And all those that want to attack Israel, they are in for a rude awakening. But it is weird to me that you have a nation that has an amazing military, the best jet fighters in the world, highly advanced in technology. They have something called the Iron Dome, where I never personally heard about until I believe it was earlier this year when Hamas launched and tested by shooting rockets over there and seeing how they would penetrate. Well, they shot over 4,000 rockets today, around 8 hours ago, and many of those were directed into Tel Aviv and Jerusalem itself and have penetrated. So that makes me wonder, how was that possible? How could that had happened when you have Netanyahu knowing what's going on, knowing that this would that there's been talks and they've been ready for an upfront attack, but yet Israel looks like they were caught by surprise. It makes me wonder, could we be seeing the beginning of the Ezekiel 38 war? And will we see glimpses of it, the beginning, the whole thing? I'm not sure. But I do know that we are in the later times. The king is coming. The rapture is coming. So be watchful and be ready. Have your lampstands filled with oil. Don't be a cardinal Christian. Have your eyes open, because that is what we're called to be. We're called to be watchmen. We're called to stand on top of the walls and blow the horn when you know something. And there's something going on right now that it is very biblical. Israel is the time clock for the world. And whatever happens there, it will affect the whole world. 2 weeks ago, the United Nations had a meeting, a summit. And there were a lot of peace talks that were done there. For one, there was a 7-year deal or covenant that was talked about from now to 2030. There was also Abrahamic covenants, peace deals between Israel and Saudi Arabia for Israel to be able to live in peace with its neighbors. There was talks about the push of artificial intelligence globally. There was a talk about currency, one form of currency. There was a lot of things that was talked about 2 weeks ago. During the Feast of Trumpets and going into the Feast of Atonement. Is that coincidence? Is that consequence? I don't think so. Now, I'm not saying that this could be the covenant that the Antichrist establishes in Daniel. Now, I could be wrong because I don't have my Bible with me, but off the top of my head, I believe it says that he confirms a 7-year deal. And in order to confirm something, that means that something is already brought to the table. Is this it? It's just something to think about. But this is not coincidence. And the world is not falling apart. It's falling into place. Into the way that God said it would. According to Daniel, according to Revelation. And God will deal with everything. God is judge. So with that being said, I want you guys to be prayed up. Pray for Israel. Pray for the enemies of Israel. Pray for the Palestinians. That God will soften his heart and reveal himself to them. And that he would humble them. Also pray for Israeli, the family members of Israelis who lost their loved ones, that God will give them peace and comfort in this time. Pray for the protection of Israel. Pray for the leadership of Israel, which I question some. I know Netanyahu, being the leader of Israel, when he gave his speech at the United Nations, he didn't speak like a leader. He was more infatuated with the push and the rise of artificial intelligence. But yet you're in charge of a country that is surrounded by enemies, but that's your main focus. It's just weird to me. Some people say that Russia might have been associated with this attack. Definitely pay attention from now on, from today, as the information unfolds. Pay attention to who else will team up with the Palestinians and Hamas on this attack. And yes, it is a war. Israel has declared that they are at war. And what's the term? Once you have real estate, you don't give it up. So the Palestinians are literally in Israeli territory. Let's pay attention to who else joins in. You have the Iranians and the UN chanting today, death to Israel. Will Iran join in? Will Russia join in? Will any other countries join in now that Israel seems, or at least looks, to have been weakened or are just caught by surprise? I want you to think about some other things. The United States has donated over $6 billion to Iran. But yet, once again, they're chanting death to Israel. The United States has donated $113 billion to Ukraine. Mind you, there's always been war and there's always been countries invading other countries, but we've invested so much money to the Ukraine, but yet we are not even funded for the year. There might be possible government shutdowns within the next 45 days, but yet we're sending all this money abroad when you have a huge immigration issue here in the United States. You have people that are being placed and don't know what to do with them. You have Americans that are, interest rates are rising. People can't buy homes. People are becoming more homeless. But yet we're just sending money out left and right like it's monopoly. Pay attention to these things. Once again, you're not going to see this stuff in any news network. So it's up to us, those with our eyes open, that are listening to the Lord and see the world from a biblical, once again, I'm going to say a biblical worldview and understand what is going on. It's up to us to share this information. Once again, some other good channels to watch for is Amir's Telegram, if I didn't say that already. And another good brother in Christ, man, and he's just putting good information out there, is Watchman River channel. Check these guys out to stay in the loop on what's going on. Once again, pray for our enemies, pray for the world, pray for our leaders, pray for Israel, and pray for the families of those that have lost someone at these times. God bless. Jesus is King, and be watchful. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.